Welcome to the future.
Who's this clown?
Not clown. Joker.
Avengers!
Assemble.
Nobody tampers with the equipment except Tony Stark.
Good idea.
United, the Avengers are strong.
Hawkeye, hands off.
Fool! Have you forgotten my invincible magnetic power?
Not this time, Magneto.
My mutant brain senses danger.
Something unseen is slowly spreading its poison, edging tempers.
Think carefully before you do this.
You filthy criminals.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, we're back. Sorry we weren't here last week.
Oops.
Stuff happened. Stomach things happened. But the stomach is good now, so we're good. Anyway, welcome to episode 151 of Two Fat Guys Pool List. And this week was, I thought it was good. I mean, there were moments of like, meh, but majority of the time, you know what? I'll say this. It was a good week because I was looking back at my other my other books that I haven't put away, and every time I came across a Guardians Guardians of the Galaxy book, I was like, that's a poo-poo week, man. That's a poo-poo week. And then I came across Fantastic Four, and I was like, oh my god, that's a poo-poo week. So,
all right, hold on. We're gonna have to calm down a little bit with the Fantastic Four blasphemy.
I mean, it wasn't good.
I've been catching up. No, you got two issues. You read 2 issues.
Ah, you're clouded.
I'm starting to catch up, and it's not as bad as we thought.
You got to put your helmet on, my guy. Anyway, let's take care of some business first, and then we will get to the show. We'll get to the hot takes, all the opinions. First of all, we need to talk about our show's sponsor, which is I'm hitting the mic with my helmet. Let's talk about our show's sponsor, and that is Collected Comics and Games. That is Nate and I's LCS, where we get all of our books and other nerdy things. And yeah, we love that. We love Collected Comics and Games. They've got 3 locations, one in Fort Worth, one in Keller, and now one in Hearst. Or is it Irving?
Irving.
Okay. For some reason I'm like, is it Hearst? But it's Irving. So Irving. So if you're ever in the DFW area, go ahead and check out Collected Comics and Games. They're a great place to check out. Ron and Brent and the whole gang out there will help you out. There's some amazing stores. So if you're ever in the area, please go check out Collected Comics and Games. Also, we're going to talk about our sub goal giveaway. We're trying to hit 950 subscribers, and when we hit that sub goal of 950, which we're very close to hitting, we will be giving away this King in Black number 5 spoiler variant. Yep, spoiler variant. I always have to check that. CBCS graded 9.8. It's a great book. We'll be giving this away at 950 subscribers, so please make sure to hit that subscribe button, ring that bell, and give us a like. It'd be much appreciated. And also, when we hit 1,000, which is only 50 away from that 950, right, math, we're giving away this. You guys know the drill. This original Sin tie-in Amazing Spider-Man number 4, first appearance of Silk, a 9.8 CBCS grade. So, again, it incentivizes you to go ahead and hit that sub button, because we do give away some cool shit when we hit our sub goals. So, that is the business for the show. Let's go ahead and get into this week. For the week of October 18th. Like I said, I think it was a decent week. I wouldn't give it an A+. I'd probably give it a solid. I'd give it a solid A-. I think, in my opinion.
Okay.
With a couple gleaming, gems here and there, and then there was some kind of like, what the hell's going on there? So I generally, that's what I would give the week as a grade. All right, so let's get to the chat really quick. John says, what up? Patty says, hey, hope everyone's doing great. World's Finest is the finest for me this week. Nice. What up, Empire? John, I only got around to reading about half my books. My favorite of the week so far is Crypt of Shadows. Nice.
Oh,
Dig the helmet. Got to try and make one of those. I wish I had made this. The Doom Cloak. Dude, I want to get... What I need to find, because I kind of want this to be my Halloween costume. I need to get... There's a Magneto hoodie. And I can just wear the hoodie. And then just get like a purple blanket and I'm set, right? Like, and then like get some like maroonish red sweatpants and like I've got the outfit, right?
Close
some
enough.
gloves. Anyway, nice helmet. What up, Calvin? Hey guys, greetings chat. Hope all is well. All right, let's get to it. So, kick off the show. First up, we have Daredevil issue number 2. You know, the only thing I can complain about this run currently is these John Romita Jr. covers. I can't
Yeah.
I can't stand the cover. Like, the cover just makes me feel so icky. And then to top that off, they included the cane, the candy cane staff in the actual book. I don't like that. I don't like the hook cane. It's in there. Like, if you look, you'll find him using it. I don't like that. I don't like the grappling hook cane, the candy cane grappling hook. I'm not a fan of it. If we take that, you know, you'll find it. If we just kind of look past that, I really liked this run. I think we're still kind of, you know, we're still getting the vibe of. Did you find it?
No.
Yeah. We're still kind of in that vein of like Road Warrior, Street Warrior hero, but we're still kind of playing with this idea of demons attacking Daredevil, which I really, really like. So I'm digging the run. I liked this issue. I don't know if it was as strong as issue 1, but it's still built. I think it's still it was a solid issue 2. It didn't have an issue 2 slump, which I was really worried about. And I'm liking this whole like corrupt city kind of thing. And are the demons involved? I'm digging that. And I didn't really know how I'd feel about Daredevil or Matt being thrown back into this position of being alive. But I'm actually kind of digging this role of him being a priest. I'm digging it. Like I am not having the man, this isn't Chip Zdarsky's run. Like, I was really worried that I was going to have that with this.
Yeah.
And I'm not, and I'm really happy about that.
Yeah. I feel like the one thing that you kind of alluded to this, but my favorite part of this issue was that issue 1 was very heavy on the more cerebral, the more
supernatural,
supernatural kind of stuff, and this was very grounded in. So sorry. Oh my god.
Yeah. I just saw that too. No. Let's just stay focused.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Stay focused. Just stay focused. We're good. We're good.
And so, I liked this issue was very grounded and back down to like street level, because I think you can do both in Daredevil, and I think we can do both well. And I love that we gave one issue the focus in one way, and we gave this issue the focus the second way to set the tone for both. Now, going forward, I would expect a little of both, not necessarily like so much forward of one or the other. Either way, though, I was really happy, and I wasn't expecting it to go as hard as they did. But like that big shootout that he shows up to, like we see like dead people in a pool of blood.
Yeah.
I was not expecting that. You know, Marvel doesn't usually allow that to kind of skip past them there. So
now let me ask you this: is Daredevil one of the properties that's going to be hooked into gang wars?
So I actually don't think so.
Okay, good.
I think they're like, so we got Spider-Woman, we've got Luke Cage, but I don't think, even though it would make sense for him to be, I don't think he is tied up in it.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of happy about that, because like I'm not looking forward to the gang war thing. I know some people are, and that's fine. And like I know like She-Hulk is involved in the book, but her main book is not going to be involved in it either, which I'm super happy about. I don't want that. I don't want to deal with. I just don't want to deal with the gang war. I'm not interested. I'm off Spider-Man at the moment. So that makes me happy. So I have more things to look forward to with this run. So I agree with everything you said. I think this was a nice opposite here.
So here's the news.
Okay.
Daredevil is involved in the gang war.
God damn it.
It is not this title. It is a separate title.
Separate book.
That is not included in this, called Daredevil Gang War.
Okay.
It's a 4-issue mini, but it is not. It is not in this. And as far as I can tell, this series itself has absolutely no tie into gang war whatsoever. So you won't run into it reading this one.
Marvel, continue to do this. Don't, outside of like self-contained like, hey, Ghost Rider and Wolverine are doing a little mini event. Outside of that, if you're going to have a big, massive event, don't tie in the main title. Please, for the love of God. I think I'm tired of that shit because it just gets so distracting. And if you're not reading it, then why give a fuck? You know what I mean? So.
Oh, and actually, it makes total sense. It's Elektra not involved, not.
Okay. See, now I might
even
actually
better,
read it.
right? Like that
Right?
makes sense. And now,
makes
now
sense.
I'm interested.
Now I'm a little interested. See?
Yeah, it is being written and drawn by people I am unfamiliar with. But
okay. Well, either way, Daredevil issue number 2, pretty damn solid. No issue 2 slump, which I think is, that should be applauded. So A+ here. Not my pick of the week, but pretty fucking solid.
This was very close. Yeah, very close to my pick.
Very close. I agree. All right, next up we have Incredible Hulk issue number 5 from Philip Kennedy Johnson and Foreman on the art. During new comic book day video, I was like, the artist currently that's on the book seems to have a little bit of foundation here. And in this issue, I think we kind of missed it. I think there were glimpses. There are panels in the book that are really good, but then fuck, man, doesn't it? It just feels rushed.
There are panels in this that reminded me of what we saw the previous issue. And I look at it and I go, oh yeah, that's creepy, that's weird, that's whatever. And then there are just certain depictions that I'm just like,
it just doesn't look finished.
I don't like being this cruel, but I'm just like, yeah, it's unfinished. It's like, did you really try, man? Like,
right.
It's
and
just like it just looks like the first etching. So then they're like, oh shit, put some color on that, I guess.
Yeah, we're done. All right, so let's take that. That's the negative. Let's put that aside. The story I thought was good. I really liked the story. Going back to the artwork, when we see Hulk shift back into Banner, and we see just the whole de-transformation, I thought that was really cool, especially when Banner's got like these big green buggy eyes and like that whole idea. That was really cool. But I didn't know how I'd feel about mentioning Ewing's run, but dude, I'm getting into it. I'm digging it a little bit here when we're talking about the one above all, and we've got Bruce's wife showing up and saying, hey, I've been called by this this power, and she's willing to discard our curses. Like, this is getting big. I really am digging what Johnson is putting down here. I think he's really playing into what Ewing built, which I think is very should be applauded, because that was some heavy shit. What Al Ewing did. I mean, it was deep, it was philosophical. So to see him kind of play in that playground with Al Ewing, I think was really good. So overall, I'm digging it. It did feel a little choppy, but I'm gonna chuck that up to the art. I'm just gonna chuck that up to the art and feeling just kind of discarded rather than being put more attention to it. I think Philip Kennedy Johnson got kind of shortchanged when it came to the artwork in this issue. Also, I'll say Man-Thing kind of felt underutilized. Just kind of like, oh hey, here's Man-Thing, okay, bye. It didn't feel, outside of the importance that the swamp is under attack. I mean, there's some significance there. But overall, I just felt, and I'm not a big, I don't know much about Man-Thing, but I just felt like outside of comic relief use of name, it just felt underutilized in this run.
Yeah, it felt clunky for sure.
Yeah. But I do like the commitment to this butthole monster. Like, that's, I will not let that go.
Butthole monster, huh? That's I guess that's one way to put it.
Yeah.
I don't know that I have too much to add as far as a review of this goes. At some there were at some points in this book I was just like, you thought Al Ewing's run was heady, like we're heading in the same direction, and then there were other points too that I was just like, I'm still not quite seeing the picture. Maybe once it all comes together a little bit more. Also, for some reason, and I know this is personal. Because I saw the preview for the next issue, right? And it's Ghost Rider on the cover. And I know it's because I don't give a shit about Ghost Rider. Like, if it would have been Silver Surfer or something, I would have been like, fuck yeah. But, like, I'm starting to be like, oh, God, is this just going to be like
monsters,
Marvel 2-in-1 like meet
yeah.
together. Like, God, if Blade's on the next cover, I'm really gonna be worried.
It's
I'm
possible.
super not interested in that, so but we'll see. I don't think this series could get bad enough for me to drop it with Philip Kennedy Johnson writing it, but I'm certainly not like worried about it.
Yeah, well, let's jump on Joe's comment here. As biased Hulk fan, as much as I'm really liking this run, it does feel like it's bogging down more than ramping up. It's like Philip Kennedy Johnson and Nick Klein weren't ready for the first arc. Has anybody read Beautiful Soldiers from Scout Comics? Alfred asks. I have not. And John agrees 100% on this Hulk. But yeah, there we go. All right, next up we have the Invincible Iron Man issue number 11. I'll just say this. Gary Jerry is moving some massive Marvel storylines. And like it really does feel like he got the metaphorical toy chest from Hickman, which everyone else has been underutilizing, and he's just saying like, nah, I'm gonna fucking play with these toys. And he did some major shit in this issue. Essentially, I think he's gonna be a fundamental player in the new X-Men era that will be the post Krakoa. And I think him and Emma are gonna be a thing, a power couple, if you will. May not necessarily be an actual couple, but I think they're going to be together for a minute when it comes to this Hellfire company, essentially. Yeah. But the biggest thing in this issue was what he did with the Mysterium, right? He's been trying to get a hold of Mysterium. He creates a weapon. He essentially creates a cane, and he finds out the limits or the lack thereof of Mysterium. And we come to find out that this Mysterium, I mean, we've always known this, but no one's ever done anything with it. It's always been a currency within the X-Men, right? It's just a bargaining chip to move things within the galaxy. Well, Tony being Tony weaponizes it, and we come to find out that this shit is the cheat code. This is the thing that will move. I think will end up it will be the saving grace. It'll be one of the saving graces for the X-Men when we leave Krakoa. Once we leave Krakoa behind, we come to find out that this thing is indestructible. Captain Marvel can't destroy it. She uses all of her powers to try to break it. Can't do it. He takes it to Doctor Strange, and Doctor Strange can't do, magic fingers to it. Can't touch it there. And then the last thing he does, I think, is the most important one. He calls Spider-Man and basically tells him, "Hey, I need to run a science experiment." And he tells Spider-Man, and Spider-Man's super happy, right? He's like, "Yeah, I actually get to do something, and people actually want to use me for my brains," right? And we end up finding out, Tony's like, "Close your eyes." He swings the cane at Parker, hits him in the shin. It hurts Peter, and then he's like, "Holy shit! I didn't realize, my Spidey senses didn't go off before you hit me. Like you actually hit me." So this Mysterium, this metal, has some very epic powers and has some definite advantages within the 616 Marvel universe. So I think Gary Jerry has done I wouldn't say the impossible, but he's moving plot lines forward that Hickman set up, and I think he's taking advantage of those plot lines. Whereas we have other writers who have been with since the beginning who are just closing plot lines and just kind of be like, "Okay, I'm done. Like I'm finishing my assignment, and then I can just move on." Whereas it feels like Gary Jerry is saying, "Nah, I am here for the fall, and I'm here for post Krakoa." He's doing a great job, and so he moves some serious shit in this book, and I just can't see Tony not involved with Emma after the fall. It almost feels like they kind of need each other in order to regain some kind of power, because they're not going to have the island. They're not going to have Krakoa.
Yeah.
So we'll have to wait and see. Did something bad happen? Is that why you went?
No.
Okay. I didn't know because you go and I'm like, oh shit. But anyway, I'm digging Gary Jerry. I think Gary Jerry is doing a great job here, and it's doing well. I haven't read Iron Man since the gala. Have they connected any more dots to Riri Williams? Riri is coming up in the next issue. It's being hinted that she's not yet, but she is coming. I don't know how organic or non-organic it's going to feel, but she is coming. So be prepared. All right, next up we have Moon Knight issue number 28, and this is just build up, and I loved it. I loved the build up. We've got our team going in after Black Spectre, and I got to give it to McKay. I could have given two shits. I'm not gonna say about Moon Knight, but I could have given two shits about Tigra, however you say your name. Tigra. And did I not feel something in this issue when she stepped on that fucking booby trap and Mark was like, "Nah, I'll save you," and she's like, "Nah, fam, like you don't got time,
Yeah,
but I'll be yeah." Oh my god, dude. This was a complete issue, and I feel like, was it the last issue? No, last issue was fine too, right? It didn't feel too disconnected. We were getting more of an explanation from Hunter's Moon and his whole wacky brain and him dealing with the ghosts, right?
Right.
So overall, my fear is we're coming to the conclusion of Moon Knight, because aren't we getting a renumbering and
yeah, we are coming to the conclusion of this because we're getting a relaunch in January.
But it's still McKay.
Yeah, it's the same exact team.
So we're just doing the typical Marvel bullshit.
Yeah, issue 30 is the final issue. So you saw that the cover of this says headlines as the last days of Moon Knight.
Yeah.
And then the last page of this issue said the final hours of Moon Knight.
Jesus Christ. All right, well, we'll see what happens. But I did like it, even though we really didn't move much outside of like, oh, here's Black Spectre. Like, it was literally just the build up to know that we're getting into the next issue and getting into the meat of it. But I still liked it. And I think that's why it's a good issue, because even though it was a build up, I still felt like I got my money's worth in this issue.
Yeah. So this is my pick of the week.
Okay. Holy shit.
This is my pick of the week, not only just because I felt like a lot of books were good, but nothing really popped for me. I feel like this issue just was a really good example of why this series has been, to me, top 3, at least, that Marvel has been putting out in the past 2 years of like ongoing series. But this is just a really great example. Like, this comic is a really great example of how good of a team and B team we have here. Because this isn't what's the normal artist, Capuccio. Yeah, Capuccio. This isn't Capuccio. This is Sabatini. This is the guy that's been filling in for him the entire time.
Right.
But his art is able to gracefully complement Capuccio's style, and Rochelle Rosenberg doing the coloring on the entire run, regardless of who's doing the pencils. I think just I don't know. In a world where DC is rotating artists every quarter of it, we have 3 artists every arc. 3 out of every 5 issues is
almost with Marvel too. Yeah.
In a world like that, having just such a solid team, we got one writer, we got A1 and A2 artists going back and forth, and we've got the same, supportive team with the colorists and the letterer and everything else. I don't know. I just thought this is what we should be doing. This is the kind of support we should be giving an ongoing comic. And I just think it's funny that it's a Moon Knight and not like Fantastic Four or Spider-Man or any of the X-Men. Like, you know what I mean?
Agreed.
I'm glad. I'm certainly glad for it.
No, I totally agree. We've talked about this a couple of weeks now, where we're talking about the fact that manga can do it. They can hire multiple artists to mimic an art style, and then in the US it's like, oh no, we got another artist on here, and it's gonna completely tonally shift the tone of the book, which is such an odd thing to say when you're reading something, but it truly does affect the way you read the comic when the art changes. So, like you're saying, like the fact that they've got another artist that can complement Capuccio's work, like, that's kick ass. So yeah, love the issue, and I love that this is your pick of the week. All right, next up we have Scarlet Witch issue number 9. This felt, I hate to say it because I do like Scarlet Witch, but this issue felt just incredibly drawn out. We all know that this clone of Magneto is evil. We know that it's a puppet of this witch, or whatever, like this witch that's going out for Wanda, and like it just it
That wasn't me.
No, yeah, it was the thing. Yeah. I don't know. It just felt this issue felt too long. It felt overstretched to like, oh, by the way, I'm evil. Like that's basically this issue in a nutshell. So I was a little frustrated with the issue because we knew what was going to happen, and it took us 28 or 30 pages, however many pages, to get to that point, and it just felt kind of fillery. If it's me, like, if I'm being honest with it. So a little bit of a downer. Still, I'm still liking the run. And we are getting a renumbering and rebranding soon. Orlando's going to be doing where it's Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver. So we're still kind of getting that content, but as for this arc, it just feels like we're kind of drawing it out a little bit. And that's all I really got to say about it. I'm not going to dog it too much, but I think we said more than we needed to in the issue. Like I was reading it and I was like, okay, just get to the part where he betrays her. Like you just could see it coming from a mile away. So
yeah,
just felt kind of unnecessary. So sorry.
So, Joe, to answer your question, Joe said, "You think we will get a different Moon Knight when the relaunch, similar to the way that the deal what they did with Doctor Strange and Strange?" And I thought, surely not. And then I thought, well, I don't know. So I went to go look. And actually, they've already told us that, yes, we are getting it is not going to be Mark Spector as the Moon Knight when this relaunches. Mark Spector's dying, and for the time being, he gonna stay dead. So
it's gonna be Hunter Moon.
This is gonna be a brand new avatar that we've never met.
Oh, so it's a completely
different Moon Knight. He is.
I'm not mad.
It makes me a little bit bummed, but like.
But I know what McKay's.
If my enthusiasm for the new series was a 1, now it's a 99.5.
Right.
Like it basically doesn't change much.
I'm not worried about it because it's McKay. Now, if the writer was changing, then I'd be like, nah, fam, I don't know about that.
No, it's the same exact team down to the colorist. So
okay, well then I'm not worried about it at all. Jaden says that helmet is amazing. Thank you. I quite literally bought it for the show. Like I was like, I can wear this on the show. Like that's why I bought it. Let's see. I liked Scarlet Witch story in Cryptic Shadow. I guess I need to go Cryptic Shadow. I guess I need to go read it.
Yeah, I completely missed that. I didn't even realize that it had come out.
Guys, like, do I need to push the button?
God.
I'm not.
I forgot.
I'm not gonna push the button.
What?
I know.
Whoa.
Now,
yikes, it's that bad?
Shut the fuck up. It's not that it's bad. It's good.
I can't believe that if it's
listen,
you didn't pick it.
Well, it's because there's something. It's because there's something that's better, and I can't believe I'm saying that. And I will tell you. Listen, I will tell you why this isn't my pick of the week. Push it. Stefan's like, push it. I loved this issue. I absolutely loved this issue. I loved. Kind of like this is where we're at. Here's Jen. Here's Jack of Hearts. They're still in this great relationship, but are they? Here's the Fight Club. Here's life as the lawyer. It had everything. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. There's only one issue I have with this book. I don't understand, and tell me, okay, Stefan, you tell me if I miss something, and you can explain this to me, then I'll push this button. I am 100% confused as to why Hulk shows up at the end of this book and asks Jen why she called him. Like, it feels so out of place. Everything else felt great, but the established narrative of Jen walking home alone and the Hulk shows up and goes, what do you want? And I'm like, but when did she, what? It was never established that she made any kind of connection to Bruce, right? And I understand that there's like some like, mystery in that, right? Like we're going to get in issue 2, we're going to get that answer. Yeah. But to me, I guess I'm just dumb. Like, and I can say it. I don't guess. I know I'm dumb. And so I was like, hi, I'm up, I'm going. And then like the Hulk showed up and said something very cryptic, and then it just ended. And you're like, what is going on? I don't understand. So, Stefan, if you can explain it to me and you can make sense, then I will push this button right now. I want to push the button. But that one thing had me going, huh? The backup story was fun. I did like that. Tune in next month.
You read the backup?
It's fucking She-Hulk, guy. Like, I'm gonna read the backup.
You don't read backups.
You're damn right. So, Stefan, yeah, tune in next month to find out. That's fine. It doesn't say that. It just ends. There's no end card. Like, there's nothing. It doesn't say, like, find out what happens, like, why the Hulk showed up. It's just like,
wow.
I don't
even know if he makes it to issue 5 on this run. He might be done.
I might be done. No, I'm kidding. Guess you're not pushing it. Dude. No, look, okay, like here. I want to push it, guys.
Guess you're not pushing it.
Stefan can't explain it. I'm not trying to. I'm not putting that on you, Stefan. I'm just saying, like, I know you loved it. I loved this issue, but I'm just saying, like, look, this whole issue. She's walking around. Jack and her have this like falling out. They can't make up, and then she's walking, and I'm like, I'm on a high, and then she's literally walking, and there's this pose, hey She-Hulk, what do you want from me? And then that's it. And then there is a to be continued, right? But I'm just like, when did I don't know, am I being too picky here? I
think so.
Okay. All right, fine.
That's just
I just felt too disconnected to me. Like this thing had everything, but that last part, it felt like, you know what? It just felt like it got crammed in there.
Yeah.
Like, oh shit, I need a hook. I ran out of pages. I need a hook. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It is my pick of the week, but it just felt kind of disconnected. That's all. I loved the issue. I think the artwork is fantastic. I think the emotional connection and slice of life to the entire issue is here. I loved it. I really am still digging this, even though they're in a relationship, this will they won't they with Jack of Hearts and Jen. I think it's great. I love the Fight Club. I loved Jack trying to get involved in getting his ass kind of handed to him, and I don't know. I think the character development and the characters' voices, like, I think Rainbow Rowell knows exactly how to write all these characters. Like, she just knows their voice, and it just feels so fluid. So yeah, it's my pick of the week. But I just felt disconnected on the last page, and I didn't want to feel that way. Like, it was like there was no cherry on top. And the hook that was presented to us felt out of place, in my opinion. I could be wrong. I guess I am wrong, but it felt out of place.
Maybe you're just being hypercritical because you love the book so much.
Because I love it so much, and I'm such a super fan for Rainbow Rowell. Yeah, you're right. And I did order the foil variant. Our shop didn't get it, so I'm waiting for that, and it was amazing. So, right.
It was delayed. That's John said.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to DC. With World's Finest, issue number 20. If I'm being honest with you, This is my pick of the week.
Oh my god.
I don't know why. I don't know if it's Dan Mora's artwork.
It's Dan Moore's artwork.
It's Dan Mora's artwork. But I liked it. I liked it, and because I know, like, even though I haven't read, like, I actually haven't read Kingdom Come, like, I know the premise of it, and I know that Thunder Boy or whatever, Thunderman now, like, who he becomes is a pivotal part of Kingdom Come. And so I just find it really smart. I think Wade, outside of the Teen Titans one, is doing a really good job of having fun with continuity, right? Like, I think he's a master at it when it comes to this title, right? Like, we're not reading Shazam, and people are like, y'all are stupid for not reading it. It's actually really good. And I'm not really, I've kind of fallen out of Teen Titans World's Finest, but this Batman Superman, like, this to me makes me remember the first day we ever walked into the comic shop and bought Donny Cates' Thor and bought Ghost Rider and bought Star Wars and Kylo Ren, all that shit. Like, that's what this issue specifically did for me. And when I get that feeling, when I read a book and I just can't stop turning the pages, I have to push pick of the week. And I thought it was good. I don't know how you feel about it, but I really enjoyed it. And I didn't see the thing coming at the end.
Yeah, so I did not feel quite that excited about it, but I still enjoyed it. And the first few pages, those multiversal Flash things, that was like fucking mind blowing.
Yeah,
like, that was just like obviously Dan Moore's art's always good, even big and the small, but like that just was like,
yeah. When
I first saw it, my eyes were just like, oh, I don't like this, and then I like concentrated on it, and I was like,
yeah,
no, I love this actually. So shut up, never mind. It was like really chaotic, but in a good way. I actually somehow, for whatever reason, have fully missed Kingdom Come. I don't know a thing about it. I know it's like older Superman, which you can learn from this cover with the gray hair. Like, I don't know anything about Kingdom Come. I don't know who Thunder Boy Man becomes. I don't know how he's involved, and I feel like I'm missing that. Like, part of the fun of this issue is for those people, and I am not gonna knock the book for that, especially when I just went and read 36 issues of Injustice just so I could understand the 6-issue mini from Tom Taylor. Like, and it was totally worth it. So like I think Kingdom Come is like 3 oversized issues.
Isn't Kingdom Come done by Alex Ross
and Mark Waid?
Woo!
So like he's returning to his magnum opus, basically.
Well, I remember reading. I did it before this book ever came out. I think I read it like a couple months back. I was like, "What is Kingdom Come?" And I think it was because like James Gunn was talking about using Kingdom Come artwork or storylines, and so I've read it. And no, you know what I did? I read it because of Thunder Boy, because we find out who he is, and I was like, "Well, who is that?" And then I like went down that rabbit hole of like where he's from. And he's from the Kingdom Come storyline. But from my understanding, it's like Superman, and I could be wrong, but Superman's like the League itself is just like, we're done being heroes. Like, we're not going to be heroes anymore. And so there's a group of like a new group of heroes, but they kill. Like, they're not really superheroes. They're just kind of enforcers. And the guy that Thunder Boy turns into is like the leader of that group. And he's ruthless, right? And then they get back together to reestablish order. So Superman and but they're older, right? And they come back to prove that the world does need heroes. Like, I think that's the premise. I could be wrong in that, but I remember it being something of that in that frame.
Got it.
But that's the guy, the main villain / anti-hero is who Thunder Boy turns into.
You got it. I got you.
So we're playing in a loop, which I like, and I think Mark Waid is doing a great job on that.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed the issue, and I'm still looking forward to the rest of it. I would like to be able to say I'm going to get to Kingdom Come before the next issue comes out, just so I can have a little bit more context.
I kind of like that idea. I think I might do it too. Is there an omnibus?
No, it's like 3 issues.
It's just 3 issues. Kingdom Comes
Kingdom
3
Comes
issues.
like 3 oversized issues or something. Yeah.
What the fuck?
Unless I'm making a big mistake, so I'm just gonna.
Is there a hardcover?
Yes. Yeah, there's like a big giant like. Okay, no, I was wrong. It's not. Oh wait, hold on. Hardcover, 4 issues.
4 issues. Interesting.
4 issues.
Yeah, check that out.
There's been a hardcover printing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times.
Okay, so it shouldn't be hard to find one.
Should not be hard to find one. There's even an absolute Kingdom Come oversized that's a $100 for 4 issues.
Okay.
So if you really want to get into it, you can.
I kind of want to. Overall, I thought it was great. It's my pick of the week. Like, it's just my pick of the week. Like,
Nice.
so I guess I got 2.
There it is.
Barrows. All right, next up we have Catwoman. Wait. We got a halftime question.
Oh yes.
Halftime question from Joe. What's your opinion about Philip Kennedy Johnson's run ending on Action Comics and Jason Aaron taking over? Also, Peach Momoko on Ultimate X-Men is awesome. Nate?
I think completely and utterly devastated is not overly dramatic. The second I read it, I texted you. It's like, well, I might be done with Action Comics. And we've been loving all Superman books, but like I feel like this is a I mean, the reason why he is off the book is because Williamson must be screwing the whole DC like CEO style, like the whole chamber, the whole board, something, because he's just been given everything for like 2 years now. So the reason why is because Joshua Williamson is starting a year-long Superman project. Like all of the books are all going to be tied together for an entire year. Like it's all intertwined. It's going to be like a 32-part thing, and so there's no room for Philip Kennedy Johnson to continue telling his stories, which is infuriating because he was just getting started on this the Blue Earthers thing that I just was really, really enjoying, and now it's going to be like we've got 2 more issues and then it's going to
be over.
So super upset is putting it lightly. And Jason Aaron isn't taking over. Jason Aaron is writing 3 issues, and that is it. He's not taking over at all. He's only writing 3 issues, and that's it.
Do you think we're gonna get a renumber?
I don't think so. No, because I think we're just gonna cruise with.
But who's gonna write it after Jason Aaron?
I don't know if they've announced that yet or not.
Williamson.
It might be Williamson. It might be Williamson taking over.
I don't know how I feel about that. Even though I'm liking his run right now, like I'm liking his Superman run, but like we've seen what he does when he gets a hold of everything. It's not good.
It's not good.
It's not good.
It's not. That's why I'm said extremely devastated. It's not an understatement. I'm very upset about it.
I never said it was. I never accused you of over exaggerating.
So yeah, I mean, I'm excited for Jason Aaron on 3 issues. He's never written Superman professionally. I think that's great. I don't think it's going to mean anything or have any consequence whatsoever, and I feel like it's going to feel like a awkward road bump in the middle of whatever is being told.
Yeah. Who's his artist?
Don't know.
Don't know yet. All right.
No. I mean, it might be announced. I just don't know.
Also,
Peach on Ultimate X-Men probably is still not enough to give you.
I think it's the only, like, out of all of the Ultimate things that have been announced, yeah, I'm gonna read it. It's Peach, because it's basically like her Demon Days, but it's Ultimate X-Men. Like she's doing her own take on X-Men. I'm down. I love that.
Yeah, I mean, if it is like Demon Days, I guess I will.
I mean, when you read this,
I'm not interested in restarting everything again in a universe.
I think it's when you read the solicitations for it, it sounds like Demon Days. It's not going to be Demon Days, like it's not specifically Demon Days, but it's when you read it, it's like Peach and Momoko's take on the X-Men. I'm like, okay, give me, because it's not going to be your standard X-Men book. It's all Peach Momoko, so it's her interpretation. I'm like, okay, you sold. Like, I know what that is, and I love that, so I'm about that. Obviously, I'm gonna read Hickman's Spider-Man thing because I just loved how he wrote that one mini story, and I'm sure that's gonna be the same thing. But those are the only two things for me that I'm really going to dive into when it comes to Ultimate. Everything else, I'm not going to do the Ultimate book. I'm not doing the Black Panther. I don't care. Like, I'm just doing the Peach thing. Sounds great.
So just for clarification's sake, because this just was posted 3 days ago, so maybe this is more up to date than what I've seen about Superman. After Philip Kennedy Johnson leaves, there is a new initiative started for Action Comics that's going to be called Superman's Superstars, which will feature a series of rotating creative teams telling short stories about Superman and his biggest villains. Jason Aaron will team up with John Timms for a 3-issue arc called Bizarro. And then that's it. He's gone. And then another entire creative team is coming on, is doing another tiny arc, and then it's done. It's almost like Action Comics is going to become an in continuity, but what if sort of a thing, or like a pulpy, like, let's just have fun here sort of thing. But it's not going to have anything to do with current continuity, is what it sounds like.
So I am officially out on Action Comics. My pull has gotten a little lighter.
1061.
I don't even know if I'm going to give the Jason Aaron thing I don't know. We'll see. But that just does not sound interesting to me, in my opinion. Should we move on?
Yeah.
Okay. You're just getting depressed. I can see it in your face.
I am getting very upset.
All right. Catwoman issue 58 from Ginny Howard. A lot happened in this book. Like, a ton happened in this book. It feels... Let me just get the negative out of the way. It feels like we dealt with a lot of things because we're just trying to get to the end of this little mini event, which is very unfortunate because I'm really digging this Gotham War. But it's like DC's going like, hey, can you wrap this up? Because we've got other things we want to do. Like, we've got another event that's going to happen that's not going to mean anything, but it's going to cost you $1,000 to read every single book. So can you just read the fuck up? That's how the issue felt. If I take that out of the way, I liked the dynamic between Bruce and Sonia, or Celine. Sorry, how do you say her name? What's Catwoman's name? Celine. Why did I say Sonia? Celine. I'm digging that. I don't like how,
Selena?
and I don't think maybe Selena. I don't like how quickly we're dealing with Red Hood and what Bruce did to him. I don't like how
we're not. There was an entire issue covering it, and then there's an entire issue next to. So
okay.
You're not reading those issues.
But the way it feels like that. Okay. And I also don't like how
you can't say I missed part of the movie when you close your eyes for
like how Catwoman is kind of glazing over what Bruce did to Red Hood in this issue. It's kind of like, oh, Bruce, what'd you do? What'd you do to him? Whereas in Zdarsky's book, it's like, fuck, man, can Bruce redeem himself? I don't know if he can. And in this issue, it's like, man, I really want to fuck you. What'd you do to Red Hood? You know, like that's how this, that's how it kind of read. So it's kind of a mixed bag for me on this issue. I still like what we're doing, but it feels like we're like, oh, hey, we got to get this over with because we literally have we have another new G5, G6, Dawn premiere reboot 52 thing to do over here, and it's not going to matter a goddamn bit. But we got to get it done because we got to sell comic books.
But we don't. There's nothing. None of that's coming for Batman. It's not. There's no, like, we know the plan through January. You didn't even. I'm telling you, it's gonna happen. They talk about it in that we already know Chip Zdarsky's entire next 6 issues. He's been talking about it, dude, Substack for 2 months. They didn't even know that they were gonna call the Dark Crisis thing anything to deal with the Infinite Earth until issue 3. Well, that's different, but yeah. Well, so why would you trust them not to do that to us in January? Like, oh, just kidding. We're having a Beast Boy event that's getting in. Yeah, everyone turns into fucking puppy dogs and kitty cats. All right, I'm already fucking written by Tom Taylor. Like, I'm pissed. I'm already pissed. Like, why are we talking about that right now? I don't know. Nightwing, issue 107. You didn't get rid of this, right? I did. I got to this. Okay, then tell me how you felt about it, and then I will. I liked it. I think that I don't see any problem with this book whatsoever. I thought it was fun. I think there's something really, really interesting happening here, and I think that it's Tom Taylor correcting. I think it's Tom Taylor correcting a big mistake that was made by a previous writer, who essentially created a love interest, woman of color, and then fridged her because of this weird Rick Grayson or Rick whatever his name was thing. And now Tom Taylor is finding a way to not only incorporate her and give her some agency and actually some character development, but it makes sense within the actual storyline. Why are you like this? What is happening?
I'm not happy.
By the way, John, I and Alfred, I have not seen either of those books, but we'll definitely give me. I've
Go
never
ahead.
heard
Keep
of comics.
going.
Jaden, I did see that, and Twitter like threw a huge fit. Every time they do a meme variant, people are like, "This is the downfall of comics. We'll never have real good comics."
What happened?
Every time that Nightwing does a meme reenactment as a cover, Twitter loses its collective minds. Like, I'm pretty sure a real person ate a bullet because they were so upset over it.
Where's the meme? Which one is it?
I don't. 110. Search Nightwing 110. I'm sure you'll find it. I don't even remember which meme. It's like
Nightwing ones. So it's not even a. Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. I don't understand why this book is an issue. I think it fits with what we're doing. I think like we're telling a sprawling story here. Here's the thing, and I can tell you exactly what it is. And unfortunately you're on the side of Comicsgate Twitter when it comes to this. What's the villain's name? What's the Heartless? Heartless is the MacGuffin. Do you understand? Do you remember the term MacGuffin?
No. I understand what you're saying, but why are you saying I'm with the comic skaters? You don't even know why I don't like this issue. Not liking this issue is part of the reason. But the comic skaters hate that Heartless isn't the main focus of every issue. That's not why I don't like this issue.
We showed Heartless and then now he's not here again. No, we showed Heartless. Where's Heartless? Where's Heartless? But you've been saying that on this book for a long time. Where's Heartless? Where's Heartless? Where's Heartless?
Yeah.
And Heartless is the MacGuffin of all of this. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
Is it's not Heartless that's the focal point. And I think that this.
It's not why I don't like this issue.
I like it. Huh? I didn't say you didn't like this issue.
I'm just saying I'm not with the comic skaters.
Sometimes you use hyperbole to emphasize a point.
Don't talk back. Don't talk down to me. I don't like pirates. I don't like pirates. I don't like pirates.
They're not pirates.
They fucking said swashbuckler in the issue, Nate.
She was making a joke.
I don't like
joker.
Okay. It literally says,
I guess you just don't get Tom Taylor's
come
humor.
for the sea's immaculate beauty, stay for the Nightwing's pirate booty. Like, I don't fucking like. I'm not here to read.
You should probably stop reading this book then.
Pirates of the Caribbean. I don't like pirates. I
feel really strongly about this, so I don't know what to tell you. Like, you should stop reading the book then.
Fine.
Like, I don't get it. Like, this is Comicsgate confirmed. Honestly, I believe so after this. If you this is the whole point, is that
actually Jaden, Treasure Planet is the shit. I didn't care. I don't feel like I'm reading a Tom Taylor comic book. Okay.
See, and that's the problem, is like this feels more Tom Taylor than some of the almost all the other things I've experienced. This feels Tom Taylor. Okay. This feels like he's just going, you know what? I'm doing other things seriously. I'm doing Titans seriously. I did Dark Ages seriously. I did my Adventures of Superman or whatever, Son of Superman.
It just feels gimmicky.
I did John, all that stuff seriously. He is taking his Nightwing and he's just saying, listen, I'm going to do what I want. I'm going to have fun. I like memes. I like jokes. I like fixing characters that were defrauded and given a bad name. I like bringing back characters that make people roll their eyes. When we saw Rick show up, everyone that was there and read the Rick stories went, oh God, no. And that's exactly the point. And I think that's exactly the point here. Because when I saw this cover, I was like, Nightwing is a pirate. How are we doing this? And then I read the issue and I was like, that's awesome. Like that's so great.
I have to disagree.
I just people are just so wound up tight that you need your Nightwing to be nitty gritty.
I'm not saying I need it to be nitty gritty. I just don't like pirates. I just don't like pirates. I don't want
are you,
Nightwing on a boat.
To like
Huh?
a pirate like jump out at you and scare you like an R and then you
What
have
are
like
what are you talking
PTSD
about?
against pirates?
No, I just don't like pirates. I don't. You know, maybe it's because there are 17 Pirates of the Caribbean movies. I just don't like pirates. Like, I just.
Those are good movies.
Treasure Planet though is the shit. I will say that, and the fact that they haven't made a live version of Treasure Planet, like Disney's definitely missing out on that.
Totally.
If I'm being absolutely honest, I really didn't have any issue with the story. Like I read it, I was like, this is good. Like I followed it, and it was great. I just don't. I don't like. I just don't like pirates. I don't like what we're doing. Like, I mean, you could have done everything we did in this. What do you mean you're not doing pirates? They're pirates.
That's not what's happening here. I don't know.
Why? Okay, then what's happening? Tell me.
It is a joke theme throughout the story. The story is that he is trying to find his box. Like that's the whole like frame, right?
Right. Treasure.
Okay. Well, fine. I'm wrong, and I
don't understand. It's a
I'm
joke.
not interested in explaining it though. Like if people
Why?
don't get it,
I want to get it though. I want to get it.
I can't explain it. I can't explain.
Okay, so is he on a metaphorical boat?
Yeah, it's all metaphor. It's all in his head.
It's all in his head. I'm being serious. Is it all in his head?
No, it's not all in his head.
Okay, so
he's on a literal boat,
and he looks like.
But they're not pirates. She established that they are good. They're not pirates. They're
okay,
not,
fine.
Like,
okay,
bad
okay,
people
fine.
out there stealing stuff and getting booty. That's not.
Hey, but
an
it says
organization that owns ships.
It says pirates.
That does not make
it.
you understand that.
Okay.
It's a joke, and I think that the whole point is. I mean, Jade made the point for us before we even started talking about this book. Oh, did you see the meme cover for 110? Yes, this is all like.
So the entire issue's a meme.
No, it's called double entendre. It's called two meanings at once. Okay, so He's telling his story while also making it fun.
So I'm stupid.
You're not stupid. Because once it's been told to you, you're saying you don't like it, that's fine. You're allowed to not.
Am I?
Yes.
Okay.
But just stop reading it if you don't like it.
Well, I don't want to. No, I'm gonna keep reading it because I don't feel I don't feel as much disdain as I feel as to Guardians of the Galaxy because that book's just.
Oh, God, and you're still reading that, so.
I know. No, I'm just picking. I didn't even read the last issue. I literally flipped through and goes, "Oh, cool, nothing happened." Right.
Well, yeah.
All right, let's talk about Superman issue number 7. Talk about a book where a lot of shit happens in it, and it doesn't really tell you that things are like, oh, this is a different story. Like,
yeah, I was confused by this one.
Let's just say the main story is pretty cool. This chained bad guy who's got it out for Luthor is pretty sick. And I think I said this in the last issue, in issue 6, like I didn't know how I'd feel about the art change. I like the art. Like I really like the art. It's definitely not our original artist, obviously. And there is actually no real tonal similarity, right? It's different. But I like the chaos, if that makes any sense. Like with this new villain being kind of scrappy and chained but I will say this because I can see it on your face and I totally agree. Like there are bits in this book, in this part of the section of the book that are messy and feel unfinished. But when there are pops, which there are more pops in this one than in Hulk, they look good. It kind of almost feels like a modern version of classic DC 90s, if anything. That's how, if I had to characterize it, that's what it feels like to me.
I get that. I just, yeah. I mean,
I don't know what's going on.
Because of the big break and because Jamal Campbell's on the cover, I forgot. And I turned to that first page and I was like, wait, what happened? And then I turned to the second page and it's the big giant sprawl of Superman, which is it's good.
It's good.
I can look at it now and look at it and go, oh, that's really good. That's talented. That's nice. That's awesome. but I was expecting that to be Jamal Campbell, and I went, the fuck?
Yeah.
And I was like, where's the? Oh, that's fuck.
Yeah.
And it just the tone is so different to me, and I felt like his art has this like futuristic feeling, almost like very modern feeling, and I think was a very important part of this book, of the tone of this book, and without it, and don't get me wrong, I'm going to say it again, even though you've already said it. Gleb Melikanoff is like a good artist. I like his art. He was the artist on a lot of the Robin issues, the Joshua Williams Robin issues, and I thought that was perfect because it was a little bit of a lighter tone, but it had a like an edge to it. The art was perfect. It literally contested, like, was right there with the tone. This art does not work for this tone.
I agree. Except
for a couple of images of the chain guy.
Yep.
But Jamal Campbell still would have done. So,
I agree.
I was bummed.
Yeah. And then the middle story with Luther, which it felt like a continuation of the story, but it's quite literally like it is, but it isn't. And so we come to revelations of Luther having a daughter who looks like is part Brainiac.
I was so confused by that.
Very weird. And his mom's alive. Like, it was just like, what? And then we got into the Brainiac story and him looking for knowledge. And I don't even remember how that one ended. Like, it was, what did he do? He sent.
It's then like the Lobo looking people got.
Oh yeah. They're just going to destroy.
I was very confused by that part.
Yeah. It's almost felt like an annual. Like here's what we're getting ready to do.
No.
Yeah. So anniversary issue, blah blah blah. All right, let's jump over to Grimm, and I think this is our last book. Yeah, last book. I liked it. It wasn't as disconnected as the previous issue, where we were just like dealing with one of our friends who was in his own personal hell. We dealt with Jessica and her other friend in their own personal hell, but it felt much more fluid. But the beginning of the book had me going like, wait, what is this? Like, it's clearly like a flashback, and like here's a new character that's we're gonna have to deal with later, which we end up getting at the end of the issue. But it felt a little kind of like it just didn't feel as well explained as it could have been.
Yeah.
So we've got like this plague like whatever the cover is, we've got this like, I don't know if it's a demon or a spirit or whatever that's getting ready to lay waste to death, essentially, like to the whole society. She's pissed about everything. But the meat of the issue is Jessica and her other friend dealing with their own constructs of hell, which I thought was cool. We got a character development within Jessica and what she's dealing with and how she doesn't trust herself and she has image issues with herself. And then we've got the other guy, the 1980s rocker guy, who clearly wants everyone to like him and he wants to feel like he's providing something to society, and he's kind of a sellout, kind of a copycat, and so that's his personal hell. So kind of seeing those character developments, I think were good. But the hook of the issue, I'm like, oh, that's cool. What is that? I think it's the same issue I have with She-Hulk. It's like, oh, here's this hook that should make sense, but you're gonna have to read the next issue to find out. And it's like, oh, it's a blatant hook, but why? Like that's what I got at the end of this issue. So
I didn't make it to this issue. So.
That's Grimm. Yeah, well, that's Grimm. So it's not gonna deter me from reading issue 15, but it just we're starting to get more of these little moments of like vagueness that are almost they're starting to kind of cripple the book a little bit, which I'm hoping we can kind of get back on track. Which there was a little bit of it, like we started getting back on track, but then we had this new concept that just didn't feel as explained as I just don't feel like it was explained that well. So
yeah,
still solid though. Grimm is good.
Still solid as a.
All right, well, that's going to do it for issue 151 of Two Fat Guys Pull Us. Thank you for everybody that watched us live and everyone that's watching this as a past episode. It's much appreciated. We'll see you guys this Tuesday, 4:30 p.m. Central Standard Time for a new Comic Book Day video, which we got some new books coming up next week, some new number ones. We'll see. I mean, I've got, let's see, 1, 2, I can see 3 potential picks of the week from me next week.
Next week?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good stuff going. There's a Something's Killing the Children, so I mean, that's one. There's also, there's a secret by my favorite artist. I mean, my favorite writer. So.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Sorry you just got here. You just got here. We're just ending.
Oh no.
Well, hey, you can just go back and watch what we just did. It's just do to rewind. But anyway, we'll see you guys Tuesday for New Comic Book Day. We've got a hefty list. I've got 12 comics.
Like 14.
Oh shit. I might take one off though, so I might only have 11. We'll have to see.
That's with me taking it 2 off. So yeah.
Holy shit. Anyway, Audi, don't know how I got here, but it looks cool so far. Hey, well, if you like everything that you see tonight, make sure to hit that subscribe button and watch the beginning of the episode because we talk about what we give away when we hit milestones, and it's freaking awesome. So we're glad you're here either way. But yeah, we'll do that, and then we'll talk about all those books again this Sunday. So keep an eye out for it, and we'll catch you guys next week. As always, fam, be kind to one another and read more comics. Talk to you guys later. Outro. Hey, I did it. I did the whole episode with the helmet on.
Guys, go watch the Rangers game and root for the Rangers.
Are they winning
Rangers
right now,
only.
or
They're
are we in
winning
trouble?
3-2. They're winning 3-2.
Oh shit! Oh my god!